Everyone, what's going on? So just an update with the trades. So with GBP CAD, I did take a break even on this trade. As I mentioned in the last video, I think it was pretty much live. So I took their trade there and then it came up, and then I wasn't really interested in the re-entry. I mean, I understood that there was the possibility for that head and shoulders, but again, it wasn't the game plan that I was looking at, so didn't take that trade. But GBP CAD still was a pretty decent trade. It just was high risk because of the squeeze, and this is what it did, so happy with that trade anyway. Looking at the next trade, I did take EuroCAD as well. So EuroCAD, I basically took it in this region here and then reduced risk entry, and then I got out the market roughly around about there for 3%. I was overall very happy with that position as well. I am waiting to see if we do break that low now for whatever reason, and if we break it and then maybe even just come back up into these areas and get a nice little trade in there, I would be interested in seeing if that's a good trade to go with. Again, it is still moving a bit like that, so we'll have to wait and see how that develops. But if we do drop off and then we get a flag down here, that would be even better. I'll be more than happy to take that trade into the next area down there and then just manage it accordingly. So pretty happy with the Euro GBP's trade for 3%. Then I've also got a CAD yen trade. So before I headed over to the gym, I did see this little trade here shape up. So then I took that on the long, as it was basically a part of the failure of this. Now, again, this was somewhat a little bit higher risk because we did kind of squeeze into it, but I was more than happy with that. I did mitigate risk somewhere around about there. So if we just jump over, I can just show you that one. So what we can see over here is with EuroCAD. If I go to the 5 minute, you can see the little flag over there. So that's the trade that I took. And again, I was quite happy with that position. Still part of my plan, so I was very happy with that. And then it did follow through quite aggressively, which is nice. So that's running around about 4%. Took 3% on the last trade as well. So the account balance is roughly around about 7% now, which is nice. And I will be looking to potentially just hold this one on, see how far it goes and just manage it accordingly. Most likely it will probably gravitate towards the hook point above, but we haven't really had any sort of correction on the way up yet. So if I do survive this, then that'll be great. We can see that it's already started to develop a correction in there as well, which is nice. I think the likelihood is we might even just start squeezing higher, and then at some point, maybe Tuesday, we'll probably just tag it and take profit will be hit. Again, I might manage it a little bit more aggressive, who knows, and be out a little bit earlier, but still pretty good for a trade there. Now, I did take it with 2 positions, which you can see there. It's just because when I did size it up, I did have the stop loss a little bit too large, and then I set a limit play and got tagged in with the remainder, and then I was able to just manage the stop loss accordingly to have the appropriate amount of risk there. So overall, still pretty good trade. I hope the trade idea made a lot of sense here, and then you can see it from the higher time frame. If I just zoom out to the 4 hour, you can see it here that obviously we are moving to the upside now. Obviously, with a trade like this, there is the potential that we actually surpass the hook point to the left here, that little one there, and we actually move up a little bit higher to that point there, which would be pretty decent as well. Again, I'm not really too phased with that because again, I'm just literally playing it back into this area, and then I'll manage it accordingly in terms of the next continuation or however it develops. But that was basically the simple trade idea that I took, and yeah, that's it for the day now. I think I'm gonna go off and just chill and leave that as it is. Like I said, I've got about, what is it, I've got about 2.3% locked in, and it's running around about 4%. So I mean, it's debatable. I could probably even close it if I really wanted to. I'm not really too phased. I'm going to let that play out and just see how it develops. But with that little hook point above, it makes sense for it to just gravitate there and then do whatever it needs to do. So I'll be watching that one, and as we approach that area, I want to see how price responds, and then potentially I might just become more aggressive and move my stops to around about these areas, so then I can lock in around about 4%. But yeah, that's basically the trade idea. I hope you guys found this video useful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.